Grow with Kyle Evans. Grow with Kyle Evans.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, good morning to you, man. Happy Tuesday. Happy Grow Show. This is your daily checkup from the neck up. My name is Kyle Evans, getting to come spend a little bit of your mornings making sure that we are better and more prepared to take on business and the world. This week, we've been talking about pipelines. If you were in sales, if you were an entrepreneur, you will live and die by your pipeline. I truly think that most people get out of sales, get out of business, of their own businesses, is because they don't have enough sales, they don't have enough income to survive. One of the reasons that they don't have enough income is because their pipeline isn't full enough. They're not paying attention to it. Yesterday, we started this conversation. Today, we'll continue it in the area of real estate, in the area of being an agent. I want to start with a thought. By the way, this is a hot take episode. I think this is going to be a hot take, so we'll see if you disagree or agree. I think most agents won't say this out loud. Maybe they don't even recognize the thought completely or have it fully fleshed out in their head. I think there's a confession that needs to be made. It's that you don't actually trust your CRM. I think you log notes. I think some of us will tag people, put people on plans, add reminders, but I think you still wake up more often than not unsure who to call, unsure what to do. It's not necessarily because we're bad at using the tool, guys. I think it's because the tool was never designed to answer the question your brain is actually asking. You see, your brain doesn't wake up saying, hey, what data should I store today? What data should I put in the CRM today? That's not what it's asking. What it's asking is, what deserves my attention right now? What deserves my attention right now? And I believe that's where most CRMs, most pipeline management tools, customer retention, customer relation tools quietly fail. They're excellent at memory. That's what they're supposed to do, help you remember stuff. But they're terrible more often than not at priority. They show you everything, which makes nothing stand out. When everything is similar, nothing stands out. Why does this create paralysis analysis for most agents? Well, when you open your CRM, let's think about this together. What do you see? You see hundreds of names, maybe thousands of names for some of us. You see tons of filters. You see equal sized rows. You have no emotional hierarchy, though. So your brain has to decide, hey, who matters today? Who can wait? Who can't wait? Who deserves intensity? Who deserves distance? Who deserves patience? Your brain has to constantly think about these things. And when everything looks equal, your brain delays. Too many options for most people create inaction. Too many options creates inaction. I call it the Netflix mind. You have so many options on Netflix that you'll spend an hour and a half trying to figure something out to watch. And in that time, you could have watched something. So what happens? Agents default to easy touches, safe messages. We default to activity that feels like productivity, not movement. Not actions that actually move the needle forward. We default to activity that feels like productivity. It's a false trap. I want you to understand that your CRM rewards input, not outcomes. There's your hot take. CRMs reward input, not outcomes. You get a dopamine hit for what? Logging a call, writing a note, checking a box. But none of that guarantees you progress. Activity feels like progress until the rent is due. It's why I hear things from agents all the time. Well, Kyle, I don't know why my business isn't doing what it's supposed to do. I'm so busy. I'm doing so much. I'm busy all week long. I followed up with everyone. I don't know why nothing's closed. Because that CRM system rewarded effort, not effectiveness. Oops. I said the inside words outside again. Here's the psychology piece of this that I desire you guys to understand is your attention follows what is visible, what's repeated. Your attention follows what's emotionally weighted. CRMs remove emotional weight. They flatten urgency. They make someone who's a maybe next year look identical to we need to move right now. Your brain can't feel the difference, so it treats them the same and your urgency dies. Agents hide in the CRM. If you're not uncomfortable yet, here you go. You hide in the CRM because it feels like work. You hide in the CRM because it lets you avoid rejection. It lets you avoid truth. The moment you see the truth, you're responsible for changing it. It's why we're not looking for it. And responsibility is heavier than activity that feels productive. Instead of seeking clarity, instead of understanding the scoreboard, we choose comfort. Instead of potentially feeling rejection, we stay with what feels like productive work. Your CRM needs a scoreboard. It needs a pipeline scoreboard. That's what all this is about. Your pipeline, it doesn't need more fancy software. It needs more visibility. It needs more confrontation. You need a place where the truth can't be filtered, tagged, or hidden. That's what a scoreboard is. It just is there. I want to be clear. This is my message to you with this pipeline. I believe that your pipeline should be separate from your CRM. You should have your CRM for the data collection, for the reminders. But then you need your scoreboard so you can actually look at the chessboard. You can see what moves need to be made. You can have a projection, a forecast of what's going on in your business. It needs to be separate. It needs to be simple. And for most of us, if we do it correctly, it's probably going to feel slightly uncomfortable. The scoreboard, the pipeline scoreboard, it's not another CRM. It's not a replacement system. It's not complicated. It exists for one reason: for you to control your attention, for you to understand urgency, for you to understand priority. I need it to be visible, easy to access. It's got to be hard to ignore. Great ideas for this pipeline scoreboard: whiteboard in your office. Maybe it's a legal pad that lives on your desk. Maybe it's a one-page spreadsheet that's bookmarked, and so it's easy to click. Maybe it lives in your notes app and it's pinned at the top. It's got to be visible. It's got to be hard to ignore. It can't disappear behind clicks, because if it does, it stops working. Kyle, this sounds great. I hear you. What goes on it? Well, we talked about this a little yesterday. I want you to be thinking about your pipeline with A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Track these 4 things. Anything more than that, we're getting into busyness and not business, my opinion. A's are active, B's are brewing, C's are considering, D's is your database. How many people are in your database? This alone is going to tell you the health of your business. Each week, you're going to look at this. Who moved up? Who moved down? Who didn't go anywhere? Movement is going to matter more than volume because a pipeline that doesn't move is lying. It's lying, even if it's full. The importance of the scoreboard is for you to ask yourself a question each and every day, each and every week. Is my behavior matching the classifications of this scoreboard? For instance, are the A's, are my active buyers and sellers getting daily or twice or 3 times per week contacts? Are my B's, the ones who are brewing, are they getting weekly touches? Are my C's, the people who are still in considering, are they getting info once a month? My D's, my database, are they on a systemized nurture campaign? And is there enough people inside of it to support the goals or the results that I desire? If not, your follow-up isn't systematic. It's emotional. It's based on feeling. And that'll always leave you not where you want to be. When we're looking at our pipeline, when we're looking at our scoreboard, I want to give you some numbers that matter. Okay, this is my opinion, conversion reality. This is what I believe your pipeline should look like. For your A's, asterisk, let me stop here, asterisk. This is if everybody is properly classified by their motivation and timeline. This is if they are properly classified by their motivation and timeline. Your A's, your actives, I believe roughly 90% of them are going to close. So in your short term, in your 30, 45 days of getting something under contract and getting signs in the yard, you have to have enough A's that 90% of that will hit the numbers that you desire, the pieces of business that you desire. If you do not have that, you don't have enough actives. Your B's, this is where people get in the weeds, the people who are brewing, people who are out a quarter, 30, 45, 90 days out from either putting something under contract or putting a sign in the yard. 60% of them, 60, are going to close. That's how I want you to look at it. You see, here's the problem. Most agents out there think that their B's are going to close at a rate of 90 or 100%. So they put a false sense of safety on their scoreboard. I want you to be smarter and wiser than that. I want you to under promise and over deliver. So when you're looking at your B's, I want you to run it through the idea filter of only 60%, 60% of these are going to transact. For a lot of us, that's a truth bomb we don't necessarily want to hear. That means we ain't got enough B's. For the C's, the people who are considering, the people who are 90 days out to 9 months out, 90 days out to a year out, before they transact, before they put something under contract. My opinion, you should treat your C's like only 30% of them are going to close. If you don't have enough C's in your pipeline based on a 30% close rate, you don't have enough C's. For your database, the numerical number of people in there, It's roughly 6%. 6% of your database statistically is going to transact real estate in any given year. If there is not enough people in your database to support your goal at a 6% close rate, you don't have enough people. If your A is too small, your income is fragile. If your B is too small, your business is going to fall off a ledge. And if your C is too small, it's just not sustainable. This needs to reframe your lead generation. This needs to reframe your urgency as the CEO of your business, because the scoreboard doesn't lie. The reason this is important is because it removes fantasy. The scoreboard doesn't care how hard we feel that we worked, how busy we felt, how hopeful we are. God, if I had $1 for every time a coach has told me, Kyle, hope's not a strategy, I would be super rich. The scoreboard doesn't care about your hope. It just shows reality. That's the beautiful and terrifying thing of tracking your pipeline like you should. This is why most agents resist it. It's because once the truth is visible, our excuses evaporate, and that's a tough spot. Each day, I want you to look at this database. Just look at it and decide who deserves my energy today. Not debating, not overthinking. On Monday or Friday, whenever you decide to have your weekly audit, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Who moved? Who moved? The second question, who's showing a stall pattern? The third question, why? Why? This is where your pipeline stays alive. If you don't like your numbers, don't argue with them. Numbers are neutral. The numbers aren't judging you. They're just showing you where to work. Avoiding them doesn't protect you. And my God, would my life be different if I learned that lesson earlier? Avoiding the numbers doesn't protect you. Avoiding your numbers doesn't protect you. All it does is delay your progress. That's it. Gary Keller, the mustachio mogul himself, says the path is in the math. It's simple, but it's not easy. Guys, when the scoreboard is clear, follow-up becomes obvious. Your confidence will increase. You're no longer guessing. You're responding to the truth. What I want you to think about, what I challenge you to do this week, is to build out your scoreboard. Properly classify your people, not with your feelings, not with your hope, but with reality of their situation. I want you to look at it, glance at it daily, and I want you to review it weekly. If this feels exposing, that means you're doing it right. That's what I got for you this morning. Hot Take Tuesday. Your CRM is great, but it doesn't do the same thing as a pipeline scoreboard. Your CRM is a great data retention device, but it's not showing you the field. It's hurting your growth. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, thank you for joining me this morning. I trust you got some nuggies out of here today. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning on The G.R.O.W Show.
Grow with Kyle Evans.